Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly, and so today we're going to do a mixed media project. The final product is in my Etsy store. If you're interested in buying her, she's 8 by 10 mixed media piece, as well as this is a new item I just put up, but all my older stuff is on sale. The paintings are $5, the art quilts are $10, and I think the jewelry is all $5. So everything's like on clearance that's been on there, and I'm adding new stuff now. So go check it out. My name's Knitting and Things on Etsy, and the link will be down below. So this is a mixed media paper that I did. I just sat and played with inks and paint and stencils, and it is on a piece of cardstock that I had sitting and was drawing on, and it just didn't work out. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to let it go waste. I took some colors and stencils and made my own mixed media piece to match what I was doing. If you want to see a video on how I do that, I do have some on my channel, but I will gladly do a new one because I love it so much. So yeah, so I am just using my favorite paper Mod Podge, and I am using an 8 by 10 very inexpensive piece of wood that you can get from your local craft store for, I don't know, $5, $7, something like that. And I'm gluing everything down to start my piece. And I'm just randomly gluing the pieces, ripping them to cover most of the wood, not necessarily all of the wood. And this would be start to finish, so I did speed it up as much as I could for me to speak over and it be somewhat, you could, see and maybe get a few tips, I guess. And I was just showing you, I was practicing calligraphy on the back of the piece of paper. And so the other side, that's where I did the paint and stencils and stamps and all that fun stuff. And you could see, it's just playing around and, just laying it down with no rhyme or reason. But of course, if you have mixed media paper that you like, or scrapbook paper that you like, or don't like really, you can always paint over it. I have videos doing that as well, where I just go and buy clearance scrapbook papers, bring them home, and, don't use them for whatever reason, and so I paint over them. Which is fun in itself, like I said, or you just get a piece of printer paper and paint it, let it dry, rip it apart, and you are good to go. Now I'm just taking some yellow paint from Folk Art, and it is called Lemon Yellow. And you can see I'm just going around the wood at the moment. Now you're going to see this transition many times because at the end it came out exactly how I wanted it, but you'll see it gets funky a few times, but that's just the love of mixed media. You just keep playing and add more media. And I'm putting a little bit on these papers and that kind of thing, just to kind of blend it. Just having fun with a little paintbrush. Because I'm trying to do this one brighter. You guys write me a lot and say that my stuff's too dark, or the colors I pick are too dark, which I love. I won't change. But on this one, this goes out for all the people who want a little brighter, kind of thing. So I stuck with the greens and the yellows and some orange. And that is from my onions. And you can use anything in your mixed media. You can glue this down and use it, or you could use it as a stencil. I used a little bit too much paint. You'll see, that's why I'm dabbing it, but I'm still getting, texture, and that's kind of what I want. So, always look at your stuff at home in a different light, and see if you can use it in your mixed media. Like I said, I have a bunch of stuff that I want to, kind of glue down and do a piece, or I just save stuff. I just love it. So I just squirted some water and to lift up some of that blue. If you make a mistake and you're using acrylic paint or watercolor, really, because watercolor is water, but acrylic paint, just go ahead and squirt some water on it and wipe it off. And wipe it off again, and squirt it again until it comes off all the way while it's wet. Once it's dry, though, it's permanent and it's not going to move. So now I'm using some of the Delusions paint, which I was talking through this video, but then I thought I talked a little bit too much. So I was like, oh, I better better slow this or shorten this video because it was like over an hour. And I'm just using, you know, Delusions. What color is it? It is Pure Sunshine, and that's what I used. And those weren't cottage cheesy, but I did use a couple that were cottage cheesy. I am so disappointed with these paints and the company that just doesn't care. You know, I mean, how many times do you write them and they get chunky? They're not even the same ones. Anyway, irrelevant. So now you see I used the stencil. I put some of that down. I put that aside to dry. I measured my printer paper so I knew how big to make the girl. And I am going in and I'm just going to paint her on a piece of paper. And I want her to have like long hair. So I did this so anybody can do this. It's so easy. And I just put some hair. Scribble it in because I want it in the background. And that's how I started it. I sit usually in my living room and I have a tablet there with a pen or pencil, and I will just sit and sketch and draw. And this was something I did, I don't know, last week or whatever. So I was sitting here and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put her on this wood canvas. So I'm going in and I'm just circling where I want the face. I'm taking the Delicious gesso, as you can see, and drawing, you know, painting it in. So then I can paint it with color. I'm going to do a little neck, and I'm just drawing a very simple dress. And I'm gessoing that as well, so I know where it's going to be. Putting her a little bit of legs. Should have gave her 4 legs, but just drying it. And I have some legs that are going to be going under, and I'm putting another coat just because that's what I want to do. You don't have to. You can paint over it. People will ask me like, oh, I can't. Yes, of course you can. You don't have to put gesso. You can do what you want. Now I'm screwed because I'm a cheap girl. I was going to curse. And I scrape it up and put the gesso back in my container because I go through gesso like crazy because I use it in so many different ways. And I don't use it in the way that people say I should use it because that's just not me. I don't usually gesso canvases and that kind of stuff. So now I'm just talking about how I'm going to draw the face, and I'm starting with the lips, and I want small lips. I'm not going real big. She's just going to be like an odd girl. And I'm drawing her eyes and just giving me an idea of what I want and her eyebrows. Now, at this point, you can draw on with permanent marker if you want, let it dry, and then paint over. But I'm just using my light flesh from Folk Art, and I am painting in her skin color. I know, kind of backwards, whatever. I do it like this sometimes. My brain does not function correctly from all the medications and all the chronic illnesses. I go, you know, where I'm like, oh, maybe I should have painted, you know what I mean? Do it whatever way you want. But that's just the way I did it. And now I'm taking a piece of the mixed media paper that I made, and I'm going to make that into her dress. And I'm just trimming it, you see, no big deal. And now I'm going to use my paper Mod Podge, which is my favorite thing. No, I'm not. That's right. I used a Elmer's glue stick, and they are archival. So there you go. Because I'll be asked that in a not very nice way. Yes, that's right. I used an Elmer glue stick because I wanted to show you guys you could use it, and it's also archival. So I made the heavy metal sign there. I have no idea what the heck I was talking about. I have music at this point, I think, playing in the background, and I don't know, maybe Dio came on. I don't know why I did that. Bizarre, but it's me. So, okay, drying, another coat. And what am I going to do now? And you can see I just, you know, I'm going to take some Martha Stewart white satin. It's Winter Wedding or Wedding White or something like that. Let me see. I'll tell you in a second. I use it all the time. Wedding cake. And I'm going in and putting it in the eyes and the lips so it can dry, and then I can add color or draw. These are my favorite things in the world. These are my, I'm using my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Big Brush in medium flesh, 131. And I am just kind of tracing and drawing in the eyes, as you see, some eyebrows, the lips, making that her eyeshadow in a way. Medium flesh, that's quite a, I don't know, peachy color. And I was seeing on this paper because these Faber-Castells, and I'm going to have another video talking about this, like a quick video, but, you know, they're permanent when they dry. So I wanted to show you guys there that, you know, once you use it and it dries, it does not move, as you can see. And I'm just going to go in and I'm drawing some lines, and I'm not worrying that her hair is not opaque, maybe as I would want it in another video, you know, another painting rather. And I'm using marker and deciding to do her eyes green like I always do. That is a Tombow, and I'm just coloring them in with a marker, showing you that it doesn't matter if you have Crayola markers or you have expensive markers or Copic or Bic or Sharpie. It doesn't matter. Use what you got. Just know that if they are not permanent, you don't want to use water or necessarily paint over them unless that's the look you're going for. So did her eyes. Now I'm cutting her out. And like I said, printer paper. But of course, you can use your mixed media paper, watercolor paper, Bristol paper. What else is there? You know, whatever you want. And I'm drying her up, cutting off the white, cleaning off my markers, which when you use any type of marker with your acrylic paint, when you're done using it, just roll it. I've shown that a million times, and I'll show that in my tip video, but roll it to get any of the paint off. I'm touching it to make sure it's dry because I'm going in to glue her down, and I'm deciding where to put her. I don't usually like to put in the middle. I will, but I don't necessarily always love that. I'm putting some of that pink down that I used in her hair, and which was the color, where did you go? Bright pink from Folk Art. And I'm using some of the more of the wedding cake. And I'm kind of just mixing it around because the background when I laid her down, I was going to sing the rat song. When I laid her down, it was too busy. I couldn't do it. It wasn't flowing with the background. So I put some of that wedding cake and bright pink, and I'm using my spatula thing, and I'm scraping it because I want her to pop. I want that background to be pushed back, you know, but I still want you to see the background, and it came out really good. The background, I just love the way it came out. But this is it. Play. Whether it's your art journal, ATC card, a painting, you're going to see this go through a transformation to where you're like, what in the heck is she even doing? So when the end comes, you're like, oh, okay. Because sometimes maybe your brain's not functioning correctly and you're not, you know, or you think an idea is good and you do it and then it's like, not really, you know, so it's all normal. So now I just have some stamps. These are just stamps from Stampology. I got on clearance, I think, years ago, and I just picked them randomly, and I am going in with my StazOn in blue, and I'm stamping. I'm not even worrying what I'm stamping, if it's the little stamp or not. I just want some texture, and I'm laying that baby down. Now I'm going in with Blazing Red from StazOn, and I'm just randomly. Now look at what a mess that is. Good gods. It's a mess. It's all right, though. It's my mess, and I love it because it's going to change into a beautiful background. You can't be afraid. Now, I talk about in here while I decide where to glue her, and I'm going back and forth, or I want to turn it this way, that way, and then I settle for the side. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, I was really excited about saying it, too. I forget what's it. So I chose the other side. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I did talk about in here, and those of you who have been with me for a while, you guys know I love to spread because I almost went and took white and put it all over the back, wiped it down like I do so it's very faint in the background, but you could see everything. You know, when everybody goes nuts like, oh my gosh, I can't I can't believe you did that, or put black and, black everything out and just bring back a little bit. But, I did talk about that a bit because I like to do that. I did not necessarily do black on this. I tried to stay away from it. So just gluing her down, making sure, using my paper Mod Podge, that and the paper Mod Podge, fabric Mod Podge, and their gesso I use, and matte Mod Podge I use so much of because I love them. They are fantastic. So now I'm just taking a purple Faber-Castell permanent marker. You can use whatever you have. And I'm going to trace it just to make that stand out a little bit against her hair. Yeah. Then you can see her, bottom of her dress. And then I'm going to put little legs in. Now you can see her hair goes underneath her dress. And I'm okay with that. That day I was okay with it. I didn't care. And now I'm going in with gesso and I am doing them legs. Whitening her eyes a little bit more, which you don't have to. And then I just turn it the other side just to do a little highlight in the eyes. I like doing that. And now I'm just taking some more white and I'm pushing more of it back. And I really dig the dots up in the left-hand corner, right? I really, really dig them. You're going to see I go in with a big brush green marker in the color. Let me see. Just so you guys know, green olive. And I go through my stencil, I lay it down, and then I take some water and kind of blow go over the dots, the circles, and blow them out a little bit. I know, mess, right? A mess. But wait, it gets better. So much better. So I'm like, dang, Cal, why did you do that green like that? It's too dark. And what are you going to do with the rest? Because I wanted it to look like that corner on the left-hand side with the circles where it's like faint but beautiful, but it didn't come out that way. So I take some of the teal paint, or what color was that? Let me look. And I go in, polished jade, I think it is. Is that it? I go in and it must be because that's the only thing I have sitting here. I do more dots with the stencil. Yeah, that's polished jade. And you see, I'm just putting dots everywhere. On the other side of her. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. I'm like, all right, mess. Big mess. But I got some, it's blend. They're everywhere. They're kind of, all right, they're there. Now I'm going to take some of that yellow, which I'm almost out of. I have to get more because I use this lemon yellow like crazy. And I take my SKYPE toy, and I'm going in with some yellow over that green. And the green's not all the way dry, but I don't care because I'm going in and it's just getting so pretty. Look at it. Look how it blends all together. Now, it's hard to see on camera because it's so deep, far away, and you just can't really see it well, but I'm going to lay a paper towel down. This is going to give a little bit of texture, and it's going to pull up a lot of that yellow. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going in with a little bit more. And I did. And I'm just, look at me go. Look at me go. It's just blending, so delicious. I'm going to give it an extra second this time before I spray a little bit of water. And then, voila, voila, voila. What is it? Cha-ching! I don't know. But look, you can see it finally is coming together so pretty. And the background, look at that. And the background's coming through. But it's pushed to the back. And I am in love. It just came together like magical. Magical. Oh, I love mixed media. I can't stand it. And I'm just touching up because I did go in and accidentally smear her eye. because I forgot that the marker wasn't all the way dry. So I'm just going in and touching up, which you can do. It's not a big deal. Look, you want to put eyelashes? Girl, go ahead. You want to put, you know, that kind of thing and embellish her even more? You go ahead. Do you. Whatever way you want. Now what I did was I just took a piece of printer paper, I painted it with yellow watercolor, and I wrote flawed, imperfect, weird, beautiful, and magical. And that was what I wanted my words to be. That was my quote that I picked, and it's not even really a quote, but I think you get the gist. And I'm just gluing it down with my paper Mod Podge. So there you go. That is what I did with that. Now, at the beginning of this, you'll see a full picture where you'll see I embellished. I took a little bit of yellow marker around these words and kind of made them pop a little bit more. You know, at the beginning, you'll see it, but it's not, you know, not that big a deal. Now, this stuff is my new obsession. It is from Deco Art, and it is called Glamour Dust. And it is sprinkle on glitter, and I use gold. And let me tell you, did I use gold? Oh, my God. It is phenomenally delicious. I just want to pour it all over my body. So what am I doing with that piece of paper? I am going to draw a crown. And not even a good crown, trust me. It goes with the whole theme. Like, you couldn't even see what the heck I did. But I want to try my Martha Stewart metallic gold paint, and I wanted to see how it would come out. My lighting is all screwed up. I apologize at this moment, but it's hard to see, you know, when things are shiny. I don't know what the heck I was doing. But anyway, I cut it out in a crown shape, and then I went and painted that side. I painted the back side to make sure it's what I wanted, but then I sprinkled on that Glamour Dust. My God. Oh, it's delicious. Now I take my paper Mod Podge. This is my best friend in this painting. And I just glue it down with a little bit more of the Glamour Dust. Oh, and then I just blow it. That's what she said. Then I just blow the glitter off. Kathy. And I just dusted some of the glitter that went everywhere. But honestly, you know, once the glue dries, it'll be fine. I'm going in and tracing with a brown marker. And then I ended up not liking it. So I ended up going in with my purple marker that matched the words, which you will see in a momento. And I'm going over some of the words, magical, beautiful, and just with the marker I originally used, because when I glued it down and put the glitter over it, it kind of pushed some of it back. So just wanted to play. Now I traced the crown, you can see. I put little pink rhinestones on, and she is finito. So let me know what you guys think down below, and leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys, and as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. This can be found in my Etsy, and the link is down below. I love you guys so very much, and thank you for watching my video. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.